Season 7's on the horizon with more reveals about the Sovereigns, stalls, a hunter's cry and more. Okay then, so in a recent Sea of Thieves news update video that they do, a fair few things were revealed about Season 7 as we approach the release date of next Thursday. Kicking things off with a couple quality of life features, we now have zoom maps. Essentially there's a new feature where you can zoom in on maps just like you can zoom in on the cannons and hopefully in the future the harpoon. Going to be quite a useful feature for all the new players I can imagine because it will be easier to see things like landmarks and islands, making treasure that bit more easier to dig up and find. Our second quality of life feature is the stool. This is quite interesting. Essentially, it's something you can find on islands and it's a portable sitting device. You can pick it up, put it on your boat, take it around islands, do whatever the hell you want with it, and wherever you place it down, you can sit on it. I'm going to imagine this is going to end up going to be quite buggy maybe at the start of launch. I don't know, these kind of things, moving things around that you can sit on, I can just imagine there'll be a fair few glitches and bugs. It'll be fun for us players to try and break it nonetheless, but hopefully they'll have taken the development time to patch them up. Overall, stalls, pretty fun. The main thing they revealed, however, is more footage of the Sovereigns, this time on Golden Sands Outpost, and we can get a very clear view of who they are, what they look like, and what their purpose is. Not that we didn't know that already, but it just gives us more of a broad idea. I'm going to slow this right down so we can actually see it. So here's the footage slowed right down, and we can pick out a few things about the Sovereign building. The first one being that in the middle there is the pulley system which we already knew about with our harpoon on it. So we dock up our boat there, and then we can presumably attach the pulley to our boat by pulling it backwards, forwards and up and down, and it just makes selling loot easier. The thing that I'm not so sure about is how will it make it easier when you could just dock up your boat right next to the actual Sovereign? I'm not quite sure about that. Unless you're carrying the loot at the back of your boat on a galleon, what's realistically the point going to be of that? We'll have to wait and see what the situation with that is. Hopefully it'll be very useful. The next thing I'm talking about is that we can obviously see the Sovereign banners hanging from the top. But the main thing I wanted to point out is that we still don't know what the purpose of that sort of lookout tower is. It's evidently got something in it, and we can't zoom in with this clip that far because it'll just go blurry. But if I render the video in 4K on YouTube and then take a screenshot of it, and then we can zoom in here, you can see that there's certainly something. Almost looks like a telescope resting on a barrel maybe. It's still incredibly hard to see, but I just don't know what this lookout tower could be used for. Let me know your theories about this down in the comments below. It's certainly an interesting one. It's going to have a purpose obviously, but as players we can climb up there, we can see a ladder on the Sovereign building, and then do something that I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. In the next part of the clip, we can see the Sovereign nameplate, a ship's crest style on the building obviously. Not much to talk about here, just a ship's crest naming the building. But it is in fact the next bit that's very interesting indeed. We can see an actual Sovereign in their building. So then the first thing we can sort of pick out about the Sovereign is that they're very, very high society, even more formal than the merchant lines if that's even possible, obviously with their white wig, and they're keeping in line with their orange and purple theming. And for you cosmetic nerds out there, you'll know that that is the Courage set, keeping in line with its theming. Now, it's a bit of a long shot that they're actually going to be wearing the Courage set, but my evidence for this is that if we look in a Season 7 key art photo, we can see here that the pirate on the far right is wearing the rest of the Courage set that isn't currently in the game, so presumably it will be added. The other thing to note is that that captain's table there, that voyage table, is again purple and orange, so could be keeping in line with the Courage theming and therefore being able to unlock it, something like that. Same with the rug there. The Sovereign building itself, it's the first time we've had a proper look inside it, and it looks really quite nice. I'm liking the decorations, I'm liking the style of it being a captain's cabin, with obviously the chandelier, the voyage table, the galleon model, and the rug. All very cool interior indeed. My question for the Sovereigns though is still, what's sort of their purpose here? In terms of lore and more gameplay, so apart from just being able to sell to, what's their inventory going to look like? You know, are they the people that we're going to buy the new customizations from? But you'd think that'd be the shipwright. And so the thing that I really want to know is what's their alternative purpose? There can't just be a stationary NPC just to sell loot to. Are they going to be the captaincy people where you buy boats from? We're just quite in the dark right now. But anyways, moving on to the next clip, and it is very, very, very short. So short, in fact, that I've had to completely slow it down to 0.01 speed. But here is another interior of a captain's cabin. The person here is wearing the courage set, and we can see the interior. It looks very admirally. We saw the admiral set already, but it may not be, so we're keeping in line with that blue theme. The thing that interests me the most in this though is that he is reading a book, some sort of, I don't know what it could be. We know that from the trailer there is a captain's log, so perhaps it could be that he's reading. Going back to customization again, we can see some very small trinkets. We saw a lot of these in the early trailers, but from here we can see that there's a painting of something. There's almost like this clam shell thing with possible pearls in it, and then this piece of coral. Decorating our interiors with those little details sounds awesome. I think it's going to be a great addition. Not sure what they could be or what they could be for, if you can just buy them off the bat, if they're commendation locked, etc. But they look really awesome nonetheless and add a real feel to the captain's cabin. If we went to the video on YouTube again in 4K, and we zoom in on the photo, we can see that whilst it's a bit blurry, we can definitely make out a shark. So does that mean perhaps next to it, to the left of it, the object there is a siren? And then we can't obviously see a player, but it could be someone or something, or a shark and a siren swimming towards them. I don't know, something like that. It's something underwater. The final major thing Sea of Thieves mentioned was that a Hunter's Cry will be launching on August 18th, so to keep an eye on their social channels for more information about that. So it looks like we're going to be going back to the Sea of the Damned to rescue our old pal Merrick. But anyways, that does just about bring us to the end of the video. Let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below. What's your favourite part of captaincy? What are you excited for the most? But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do consider leaving a like. It helps out an absolute ton. And subscribe to stay update with all the latest Sea of Thieves news as and when it comes out, because captaincy really isn't far away now. Under a week to go. But anyways, apart from all that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.